All right, these are visuals coming in from Kazan, Russia, where Jaishankar is seen arriving. After the successful BRICS summit that was attended by Prime Minister Modi, who also held several key bilaterals on the sidelines of the summit. The visuals on your screens are from Kazan, where Jaishankar, the External Affairs Minister, is seen arriving for one of the many engagements at the BRICS summit in Kazan. So the Kazan declaration has also been adopted in the BRICS summit. The Prime Minister has successfully concluded his two-day visit to Kazan, in which he took part in several key bilaterals, the primary ones being one with Xi Jinping, the second with Vladimir Putin, and of course one with Iranian president, in which the West Asia conflict was taken up. We'll try and get more details of the engagements of External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar in Kazan. It's the last day of the BRICS summit as we speak. But a lot of takeaways coming in from the BRICS summit on Wednesday, in which the Prime Minister spoke at length about countering terror and the very fact that the BRICS leaders must also cooperate together in ensuring multilateralism is maintained and supply chain is catered to. Let's go across to Krutharth, who's joining us from the newsroom. Krutharth, this has been a very significant BRICS summit. Take us once again through what can be expected in when we talk about Jaishankar's engagements at the BRICS summit.
Well, as we know, Samiksha, that Minister S. Jaishankar is the highest-ranking Indian official now left in Kazan, as Prime Minister Modi came back after attending the plenary session and the open session of the BRICS summit yesterday after a successful day of bilateral meetings where we saw also the Chinese President Xi Jinping interacting with Prime Minister Modi. Now, Minister S. Jaishankar, as the summit ends officially today, is the last Indian-ranking official who is going to attend formally on behalf of the Indian delegation, and he'll be engaging in various levels of talks. As we have also seen that Kazan declaration has also seen a lot of success during the plenary session and the open session of the BRICS summit. So now Minister S. Jaishankar will finish all the last formalities and the modalities that come along with the BRICS summit and some other delegation level talks with BRICS allies that will follow in the sidelines of the BRICS 2024 summit, Samisha.
Right, requesting you, Krutharth, to stay with us. In fact, if you can talk to us more about those key bilaterals that were held, specifically the one of Prime Minister Modi with Xi Jinping and the one with the Iranian president as well.
Indeed, Samiksha, and the bilateral meeting with President Xi Jinping specifically considered on the normalization of ties between India and China. Well, India has been very resolute in its response to the bilateral relations with China, in which it has clearly stated that until and unless there is demilitarization and disengagement along the line of actual control, there can be no normalization of ties. Well, the entire bilateral meeting was just a sign that the relationship, which was ice cold in the refrigerator for quite some time now, is seeing a little bit of thaw and a little bit of warmth. And indeed, the momentum that is now set by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Xi Jinping will surely help both the nations to come together and work closely together. One of the biggest developments that came out of yesterday's bilateral meeting was that special representative level talks will resume on the boundary question of India and China, which also shows that this is the first meeting that will now start to happen after 5 years of cold talks between the two nations, which is a significant development and a key takeaway from yesterday's bilateral meeting.